Ladies and gentlemen, politics is a very interesting game.
Hii siasa ya 2017 ilinifunza mambo mingi. Usiweke maneno ya siasa kwa roho tafadhali. Weka kwa lungs. Ndio ukipumua tu after election. Nakwenda. Sawa sawa. Kwa sababu kama kuna mtu anafaa kuhangaika na kukasirika ni mimi. Imagine tumepiga kura ya rais tukashinda free. Kotini kasema turudie. Nikasunguka kaunti 19 kuombea Uhuru kura. Na ule mtu ametuangaisha hapa ni Raila. Handshake ikafika nani? Raila sasa ndio wako bedroom state house. Sasa wewe bado unajiweka pressure ya siasa ya nini? Hii siasa wachana nayo. Hata mimi nimeinua mkono.
Around 3 months ago, I think around April there, Raila Amolo Odinga attended the burial of the late Field Marshal Mukami Muthoni in Nyandarua. That burial ceremony was attended by the entire Kenya Kwanza brigades led by William Samoei Arap Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. And the senator for Nyandarua tried mocking Raila Amolo Odinga over the issue of the server. And when Raila Odinga rose to speak, Raila Odinga told him something which made sense to me today. In his response, Raila Odinga reminded this gentleman that he's a very small person in terms of anything in Kenyan politics, and that when needs be, he will talk with William Ruto, and that William Ruto actually knows him. So listening to Raila Amolo Odinga.
Mwambia truth to power. Pana tiswa, pana ogopa. Unaogopa nini? Lakini unaogopa. Kwa hivyo sisi kama wanaazimio si waendazimu. Sisi si waendazimu. Tunaweza tukuelewana. Tunaweza tukuelewana. Sivyo? Huyo bwana senator ananiambia mimi ati yeye hakuna sawa, ameangalia sawa. Si nani anatuma ya vile sawa. Huyu Ruto huyo nimefanya naye kazi kwa muda mrefu sana. Yeye ananijua mimi. Kwa hiyo sasa ile akipiga kelele huko mimi naangalia tu. Najua atapoa.
So that's very interesting. And indeed, according to the information which is now available and verified, Raila Amolo Odinga and William Samoei Arap Ruto held a private meeting in Mombasa on Friday at night. According to the same information, none of their allies attended those meetings. The meeting was actually facilitated by none other than the former Nigerian president, Olusegun Obasanjo. William Samoei Arap Ruto himself today confirmed that meeting.
Na ndio sababu juzi niliongea na kiongozi wa upinzani na viongozi wa upinzani na nikawaambia ya kwamba sisi ni nchi ya demokrasia. Sisi ni nchi ambayo inasimamia katiba na sheria. Tunaweza kushindana kwa mambo yote, lakini kiongozi wa sasa, kiongozi aliyestaafu, kiongozi mwenye atakuja, haitaendelea ya kwamba ati kuna kiongozi present, past or future mwenye atapanga vita.
And earlier today, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance also addressed the media. And I paid very close attention to their statement. In that statement, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance also confirmed that indeed they sanctioned a meeting between Kenya Kwanza and Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance.
Our stand on talks to resolve crisis. Yesterday, Kenya Kwanza released a one-sided statement signed by Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah that they claimed to incorporate our views. We disown the statement by Honorable Ichung'wah Azimio had nothing to do with it. Its contents were those of Kenya Kwanza, their wish list. We wish to clarify as follows. 1, we remain committed to dialogue and a peaceful resolution of the social, economic, and political problems the country is currently witnessing and that threaten the lives of millions of our citizens. 2, in that spirit, we sanctioned a meeting between our leadership and that of Kenya Kwanza under the facilitation of His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo. 3, this initial meeting was to prepare ground for honest discussions of the issues we have been raising and those that Kenya Kwanza feels like raising.
But what do you think was discussed in the meeting between William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga in Mombasa? So in this video, I want us to go into that particular meeting and ask ourselves several questions. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, I want you guys to take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that, your support, this channel cannot be where it is. And again, allow me to thank the following people who delivered their coffee earlier today. You can also do the same using the numbers you are seeing on your screen. The fact of the matter is that by supporting this channel, it helps me to create more content. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in. It is now clear that Raila Odinga and William Ruto met in Mombasa. And it's also clear that the two gentlemen have actually de-escalated the political situation and temperature in the Republic of Kenya. Raila Odinga called off the demonstrations. William Ruto and his team, if you listen to them in Mombasa, have also reduced their attacks on Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance. So which means Kenyans are likely to witness some political scene within our political space in the next few days or weeks or months for that particular matter. But what do you think was the main objective of William Ruto meeting with Raila Amolo Odinga in Mombasa? I want us to ask a few questions, and probably you can also chip in by a few questions which I'll read in the comment. The first question which I've been asking myself is who really piled pressure on Ruto and Raila to agree to a meeting? Because William Ruto has been very clear that he was going to crush Raila Amolo Odinga, that he was not going to allow any meeting between him and Raila Amolo Odinga until that time when he posted that tweet. Who piled pressure on William Ruto? And who piled pressure on Raila Amolo Odinga to agree to this meeting? My thinking is that the pressure came from the United States of America through their ambassadors, because at the peak of the demonstrations, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka revealed that he had met with the international community. So I'm suspecting that the US government, the British government, the European Union, the African Union piled pressure on both William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga to agree to a meeting. I'm also sure that probably some respected leaders within the Republic of Kenya, especially church leaders, also prevailed on Ruto and Raila to agree to a meeting. Now, they have met. Do we expect any positive thing to come out of this committee which they've formed? When that team will be named is when we will be able to know whether that team is going to register any success. So that's the first question. Who piled pressure? Number two, the second question which I want to ask, why were the allies of Raila Odinga and William Ruto locked out of this meeting? Because I would have expected that Raila went to this meeting either with Kalonzo or Martha Karua. Or William Ruto went into this meeting with Musalia Mudavadi or with Rigathi Gachagua or even Kimani Ichung'wah. But according to the information, Three, Obasanjo, Ruto, and Raila. Why do you think their allies were locked out? My thinking is that the allies were locked out because, you know, sometimes like when Raila Odinga entered into the handshake with Uhuru Kenyatta, it was only Junet Mohamed who knew. And on Uhuru's side, I think maybe someone else. But before that, these guys had been meeting. Probably, even Raila and Ruto, probably they've been meeting, but they were never made public. So the question is, why were the allies locked out? And how will they react? In my mind is Rigathi Gachagua. How will Rigathi Gachagua react to this meeting? Because the other day I was explaining to you guys that there is no way Rigathi Gachagua would have been sent to Italy for 7 good days. A man who's always been locked out of those foreign trips. He was sent there for 7 good days. Was that move deliberate to allow for these negotiations to actually go on? That is something which really I've been asking myself. How will the allies of Raila Odinga react? Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Today I didn't see him during the press statement. Where I see Rigathi Gachagua, how will he react? Of course, from Azimio's side, I've seen them issue a joint statement, which is totally different from when Raila Odinga entered into the handshake. I think Raila Odinga learned his mistake. The handshake, he entered alone. But for this, at least for the record, the other co-principals who are present, because I saw Raila Odinga, I saw Martha Karua, I saw Eugene Wamalwa, I saw Jeremiah Kioni, which is the face of Uhuru Kenyatta, I saw Mwangi Wairia, I saw Peter Munya, because Uhuru is now taking over the PNU party. He's the one who read the statement. I saw Oparanya, I saw Wandai, representing the ODM party for that matter. So if you ask me, for Azimio side, at least they involve these other guys. The other question is the political implication of this meeting. How will it impact on local politics? Will it lead to the reduction in cost of living? Will it lead to some constitutional change? How will it affect the 2022 political formation? Those are some of the questions which are currently being asked. The third question which I want to ask, why do you think Raila Odinga and William Ruto agreed to a meeting? Because, of course, there was that pressure. They locked out their allies, but they can sometimes withstand the pressure. Ruto can say Kenya is a sovereign state. Raila Odinga can just refuse that, okay, these Kenya Kwanza guys are cunning, so I'm not meeting. But why do you think they agreed to meet? Is it possible that Raila Odinga had actually been pushed into a very tight corner to an extent that the only option available was to agree to a meeting? Or is it possible that the demonstrations were really affecting William Ruto? Because remember, he had tried all tricks, but Kenyans came out of the street. The international community were there watching. The police brutality were taking toll on Kenyans. And is it possible that because of the impact of the Mandamano on economy, on his image, the police brutality, that forced Ruto to come out and talk to Raila Amolo Odinga? Those are the questions. The other question which is there, whether Rigathi was aware. I didn't see Wajakoya, the fifth, during Azimio's meeting today. I didn't see Kalonzo. Is it possible that Kalonzo was not involved? Or if they were involved, were they aware of this meeting? What about Rigathi Gachagua? What about the Mount Kenya leaders? Were they aware that Ruto was meeting Raila, a man they had planned to attack over the weekend? And lastly, what are some of the issues these guys agreed to discuss? Because if it was agreed in the meeting between Obasanjo and Raila, probably Obasanjo took notes and he said, these are the issues we are going to discuss. The question is, what were those issues? Because Kenya Kwanza released a statement. In their statement, they listed their issues. Azimio, again, in today's meeting, came up with another statement. So the question is, what were the issues that these gentlemen agreed to discuss? So let us wait. And tomorrow probably we'll start getting more information on what really transpired. Thank you guys. And just like Mandango once told us, siasa usiweke kwa roho. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your day. Bye-bye.